Today we're going to talk about this conversation about defunding the police. I'm going to offer another option, which is the destruction of this idea of what we know as the police structure that's in place right now. I want to be very clear that there's different ways that we can go about it, and I'm not coming here saying that my solutions are the solutions. The African proverb is, I am because we are because I am. So together we have to sit and discover the right way to come about the solutions that we need to encourage and support our community. So I'm not having all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the solutions. What I am telling you is here are some alternatives to what we've been hearing so far, so that we can think about whether or not we want to deal with reform or do we want to deal with revolution. For me, myself, I'm dealing with revolution. I'm a revolutionary. Let me give you an example for all of my folks out there who grew up in areas that may not have been as affluent as others. I grew up in a place where I'd go in the bathroom on certain days and I smelled something. And it wasn't, the smell from the toilet, none of that. It was the smell from the walls and from the ceiling, where I seen these little spots developing when I was little and I didn't fully understand what this was. So this mold that I would see as a young person, they would say, look, this is what you got to do to clean the mold. And we were doing the best we could with what we had. So my mom would give me all these cleaning supply, my brothers all the cleaning supply, we would clean it up. Yet next week or a few days later, it would come back. So what we see is mold is something that's deadly to us. It's dangerous for us. And so my mom may say to the manager of the department or the owner of the department and say, hey, look, we got this issue. Well, the owner comes in and the owner says, look, this is what you can do. You can clean it. My mom said, we've been cleaning it and it keeps coming back. So then he brings in a specialist, or she brings in a specialist, the owner brings in a specialist to assess the issue. And then this specialist is going to give the owner one of two choices. You either can pay a whole lot of money to have all this stuff broken down, put brand new wood in here, brand new drywall, brand new paint, or we can paint over this stuff. We can clean it as good as we can and we can paint over it. Well, this is the reality. Revolution would be destroying the bathroom, putting brand new wood up, brand new drywall, brand new paint, brand new borders, right? Reform would be coming in, cleaning it as best you can and painting over it. The problem with reform though, y'all, when dealing with a moldy bathroom is the mold grows more aggressively under the paint where you can't see and smell. The paint has masked it with the new paint smell. It has masked the smell of mold. So the mold is growing. So there's nobody wiping it down. It's growing, expanding and expanding and expanding until it comes through the new paint. By the time it comes through the new paint, they call that black mold. It's already in your lungs. Now we're dealing with lung cancer because somebody wanted to reform the bathroom versus revolutionize the bathroom. So me, myself, I look at society, I look at my life, I look at the world the same way. I'm not trying to reform nothing because what we see as the issue develops and comes back even stronger than it was before. So I'm for revolution. Let's break down those walls. Let's destroy that drywall. Let's destroy the paint, put it away, come with some new stuff and rebuild. That's where I'm at. So with this police and defunding the police, that to me is a form of reform. And if you reform the police system, it's only going to come back worse to bite us in the ass worse later. You think those officers who's still in place are going to be comfortable with the fact that they had to take a pay cut? That some of their brothers and sisters in blue lost their jobs and are now jobless or homeless or whatever? You think they're not going to come out and impose their frustration on the people in the community? The people who voted for this defunding? You out of your mind if you don't think there's going to be some consequences and repercussions by way of police brutality because of the defunding of the police. So what am I saying? Am I scared of them? No. What I am saying is I'm all about what's called an organized plan response. We have to have an organized plan response. And to me, one of those organized plan responses would be to have in the community people that we know are from different organizations, different groups. Folks will vouch for this brother, that sister, and say, hey, that brother's solid. He needs to be on the police force. That sister's solid. She needs to be on the police force. That brother over there, those brothers over there, those sisters over there, they solid. We need mental health specialists to deal with the issues of mental health in our community. They need to be on the police force. We need people who was dealing with drugs and alcohol and those type of counselors. We need them on the police force. We need some of the street nations who got connections to the so-called underworld. We need them on the police force. We need them to join what we would call the people's police. We might have to change the word for police, period, because it still make my stomach cringe. So we might have to figure out some type of verbiage to articulate the people's armies, the people's supports, whatever you want to call it. Yet these folks would be held accountable by the people who voted them in. They have invested interest because they live in the same neighborhood. They have invested interest because their mother, their grandmother, their grandfather, their father, their nieces, their nephews, their sons, their daughters, their brothers, their sisters live in that same neighborhood. So they are invested in the well-being of the community. They are invested in ensuring that there's no shootings going on, there's no drug issues going on, there's no rapings going on. They are invested in ensuring that our community is protected and safe. We as a community though, we need to identify who those solid sisters are. We need to identify who those solid brothers are and put them to work. And that way we have more people in our community working, more people in our community holding on to jobs, more people in our community bringing in resources to the community. Right? So we're not saying defund them. We're saying change the process or change the direction of where the money goes. If I'm paying taxes, I want to be putting money in the pocket of people that I know who's really there to protect me. I don't want to be putting all my money in taxes and on my way home, I'm looking over my shoulder at the same person I just paid. I didn't pay this police officer. And I got to look over my shoulder. They finna jump me, beat me, pull me over, harass me, and I'm actually paying them? No, that don't sit well with me. I'm okay with paying somebody to help protect my community all day long. So I'm saying, forget all the defunding, let's reroute the funding. Reroute the funding to the people so that the people can then protect the community in which the communities they live in. They can protect the people that they grew up with. When the police officers start feeling a certain type of way about that and they come into the neighborhood to harass folks, the people's protection group, whatever we want to call them, that group of people come up, step up, and defend the masses of the people. That's what I see as revolution versus reform. Like I said, reform is just reforming one thing from this direction to this direction. And as a result, it's still there. It's still there. Dangerous, ugly, smelly, and everything else. So like I said, if you're one of those people who are paying taxes, you know that you're not comfortable. If you gave me money, you said, Mama, here, you my bodyguard, bro. I'm going to give you this money to protect me. And I turn around and shoot you, I guarantee I don't get hired again. I guarantee nobody's going to hire me again. So why are we steadily putting money into a system, to a police judicial system, that's steadily killing us, beating us, setting us up and sending us to prison for years, innocent folks. And we're paying for that? That don't make no damn sense, y'all. So what I'm saying is, let's invest our dollars into people who have invested interest in the well-being of us. Let's demand that the government utilize that money to pay our people. The only way this will work though is if all the masters are on board. So like I said, I don't have all the solutions. I'm giving, let's say, a template, or I'm giving, let's say, a skeleton. You get what I'm saying? I'm encouraging that the masses of people join this conversation and start putting in things. Let's fill in the blanks so that we can have a solid solution to the problems that we've been facing here in the hells of North America, the ununited States of America, for over 500 years. Not only us as African people, also our indigenous folks. Let's find a solution for the over 500 years of tyrannical behavior, terrorism that we've been victim of, these terrorist acts. Let's find a solution. Let's break down the walls. Let's get rid of the old drywall. Let's get rid of the old paint. Let's get rid of the old, what is it called, linoleum. Let's replace it. Let's replace it with fresh stuff, healthy stuff, stuff that's good for the people, y'all. With that, please like, subscribe, post a comment. Yet please don't finish this conversation after you turn to the next video. Talk to your family about this, y'all. Talk to your neighborhood about this. This neighborhood, go to the other neighborhood. Start identifying who these people are and what they look like. Who would be able to replace the police? Like I told y'all in my other videos, we all for talking about the problems, and we're all for removing the problems. Yet we got to replace them with something. Once I destroy the walls in your bathroom and I get rid of all the mold, you like, thank you, bruh. But where do I supposed to go pee? Where am I supposed to brush my teeth? Where am I supposed to go take a dump? Where am I supposed to go take a shower? So once we remove all this moldy stuff out of your bathroom, we got to replace it with something. So I'm saying, y'all, come to the table and help us identify what the rebuilding of that bathroom looks like, what the rebuilding of this system looks like. Much respect, revolutionary salute to all my elders who laid it down, who started. Much respect, much love to y'all. We're continuing the conversation, y'all. The fight is not over. Justice.